So that's great. I keep going. If they're number 2 and 3 and 4, let's go. This is great.
Yep. Yeah. So that's kind of the people tuning part. So you want to like tune your leadership, the organization. Anyone who's touching partnerships needs to understand that this is the approach we're taking. And if you're hiring a partnership leader, you want to find somebody who's entrepreneurial, someone who's open to taking risks, putting themselves out there, used to sort of design thinking and innovation, versus someone who's sort of like rigidly managerial, which that's, like I say, it's fine, but it has a place, but not probably in building a partner program. So that's people tuning. The second part is, or the second proposition is organizational tuning. So we've got the people under control. What does the organization need to structure itself like? And what kind of processes need to be put in place to succeed. So same kind of thing. A whole bunch of research has been done on this in entrepreneurship. What are the sort of factors that need to be present in an organization? And a researcher called Neeson and several colleagues did this huge cross-functional kind of study. Like they pulled in all of these different papers, and these 5 sort of factors emerged, what you need to have an entrepreneurial success. So you need resources, obviously. That's a big one. We hear partner professionals saying, oh, we don't have any resources, whether
all
it's
the time. Yep.
Right, like human resources, or even just time or money, or like some sort of tool that they need. It's constantly being stifled in that way. Another one is executive support. That is a huge one. In my own research, I found partner professionals regularly claiming the executives, like, they don't get it. We don't have executive support in trying to build our partner program. Like, they don't get it. And they couldn't quite put their finger on what that meant. But what that means, at least from the entrepreneurial side of things, is executive that allow you to go test and iterate and sort of be a scientist in figuring out what the outcome is going to be, instead of sort of rigidly controlling and coming up with like more of a dogmatic approach. Like, we want this, go do it. It's like, you need it sort of bottom up. Like, this is what we can do, can we do it? Like, let's proceed. Right. Like, so executive support. The other one is autonomy. So again, that's sort of around that, not being restricted and controlled. Organizational structure. So you need to build in kind of a frictionless environment. So you want to sort of have a flat structure, not a lot of layers of hierarchy, not a lot of red tape bureaucracy. You need to have ideas bubble up to the top and be approved quickly, so you can proceed and quickly iterate and test. And then the final one that I think most partner professionals don't think of, because we're just like happy to be here, is rewards. So if you want entrepreneurial people to stay in your organization, you need to reward them. And a lot of the time that reward is sort of tied to their successful achievements. So they want to be not only rewarded, say like monetarily, but appreciated, and, have their ideas celebrated. A big problem is managers sort of taking credit for the work of lower level managers, let's say, higher level or executive taking credit. So that needs to not happen. So those are the 5 organizational factors.
That's brilliant. So if I'm somebody listening to this, I know we're getting close to the end of time, but I'm curious, like, is there a best practice in terms of what to adopt first? Like, what you gave sounds to me like now we're at 5,000 feet or 10,000 feet. We've got the framework for how to go and actually develop and execute a plan here that's going to, in many ways, I won't use the term ensure success. That wouldn't be fair to you or anyone else in this community, but I think enable us to be as successful as possible. Where do I start? Like, what are the first, 1 to 3 things that I can do? I sign up tomorrow. I get a new job tomorrow, and I'm going to go and build a partner program. What are the first 1 to 3 things that I should focus on to try and drive towards the bigger picture stuff you're describing in terms of the fundamental structures of how to be successful?
So if you are in the position of executive leadership and you're thinking about hiring a partner professional to build a partner program, you need to sort of really question your own motives there. Like, are you doing this as a reactionary approach? Like, hey, everyone's doing it, so we want to do this too. And like, let's just hire some poor guy who's got to like do this whole thing and we're going to expect the world from this person and give them nothing.
There's a lot of that. Yeah, right? To be clear, there's a lot of that going around right now. So I'm glad you called it out. Yep. That's great.
Yeah. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, well, whatever. Like, no, you have to treat this seriously. You have to invest in this as though it's a business, as though it's corporate entrepreneurship. And that's not to say that you can't use sort of forecasting tools. So Eric Ries is sort of I don't know if he was like the originator of, but he really like pulled all these ideas together around entrepreneurial finance and how to forecast in entrepreneurship. Like it's a lot different than when you already know the game and sort of what to expect. So it's not like you can't use these forecasting tools, which is my third proposition, using the tools of entrepreneurship. You should do that to really work out what a partner program can achieve for you, how long it's going to take realistically, and the resources you're going to need to put into it, and be prepared to treat it like an entrepreneurial venture, like you're building another business. If you are a partner professional and you are looking for a job, I would suggest not taking a role where you can see that an organization is being reactionary. They think that they should sort of build a partner program because everyone is. And they're requiring you to have like 6 different jobs in one, that you're probably not going to be as successful as you'd like to be or could be. And, I would steer clear of that type of role. If you're already in a position as a partner leader, you can take this research that I'm putting forward that suggests, hey, let's take an entrepreneurial approach, because it is really well researched, not just by me, and maybe bring this to your executive leadership. If they're open to these kind of conversations, like, hey, if we make these changes, we can be a little bit more, we can have better outcomes. We increase our probability to have better outcomes. If leadership's not open to the conversation, then you can at least implement these things on your own team. So creating this frictionless environment, giving people autonomy, trying to support resourcing everyone, celebrating successes on your team. So those are some things.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. No, I love this. It's been an awesome conversation. You've contributed so much, and obviously we're grateful for the research that you're doing. I usually at the end here ask how folks can get in touch. I'm going to ask you that, but you're doing all this research and I imagine you're going to publish it. Is there a way folks can tap into and consume this content that you're about to release to the world that you've developed?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. I've thought a lot about that lately. I'm happy to share. I've got kind of the intro to my dissertation. If people want to read it, cool. I'm happy to share that. And then the rest of it's going to be done really soon. So I'm probably going to like chunk it up into more digestible pieces and then start putting it out on my LinkedIn, the statistics and facts and all the bite-sized things that you could go take, sound bites. And then I was thinking of building my own kind of YouTube channel just to disseminate some of these pieces, because I don't want all of this work to just sort of never see the light of day. I'd like it to be useful to people. But yeah, so I guess stay tuned for a YouTube channel, but feel free to follow me on LinkedIn in the meantime. And then also within Partnership Leaders, I'm happy to share, talk to anyone who wants to talk to me and share this research. So yeah.
That's great. Brilliant. All right. So you're here to hear, folks. Obviously, check out PL if you haven't. Partnership Leaders helps to sponsor the show. I don't talk about them all the time. I probably should do it more. But if you're not a part of the organization, you want to learn more, obviously, I'm happy to talk about it. And any of us are. Tons of incredibly brilliant people, like my delightful guest today, are a part of that community and contributing to the way that we're all trying to grow this profession. So check it out. Dorian, this has been absolutely awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I vote YouTube channel. I'm obviously privy to that. Impartial, rather, I should say to that. I also think it'd be valuable to follow you. I do on LinkedIn. So listeners, go do the same thing. Thank you again for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure having the conversation. And folks listening, thank you for checking out another episode of Outcomes. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate your support. We're trying to grow this thing, trying to help others learn and grow together. And as always, partnerships is in my own heart a very special thing. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Dorian, thank you again. It's been an absolute pleasure, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.